wishes that I have for Black Ops 3 Zombies. So yeah, 2 days ago, Black Ops 3 was officially confirmed by Treyarch that that's going to be the game that they're going to release in 2015. And Zombies was pretty much confirmed as well, since we saw 115 all over the teaser trailer. And also we saw one screenshot that almost spelled Zombies. So I think those are big hints that Zombies is coming back. And otherwise we will be disappointed anyways. But April 26th, we're all going to get the reveal trailer for Black Ops 3 already. So the hype train has already started, and that's also why I'm doing this video. Now a few weeks ago I've already made this video called my top 5 ideas for Black Ops 3 Zombies. And this is definitely going to be a similar video, but at the same time also something different. Because in this video I will also mention things that I will never want to see again, and also things that I want to see come back, and that doesn't really count as ideas, I would say. This top 5 is going to include some ideas, but also things, as I just mentioned, that I don't want to see again, or that I want to see come back. But without further ado, let's get straight into this top 5. So coming in at the number 5 spot, we have console generations. And basically what I mean by that is that there's so many developers that just dumb down the next gen version just because the old gen version cannot handle the same thing, and they don't want the old gen players to feel like they're missing out on something that only the next gen has, so they would miss out on some sales because a lot of people haven't transitioned to the next gen yet. That's just something that's really unfair for people that have bought an Xbox One or a PS4. Now we're just getting better graphics, but like on the next gen we could now definitely have bigger zombie maps, like 8 players, maybe even 16 players, and I hope they're just not going to dumb it down to like 4 players and small maps and not as many new additions just because the old gen can't handle it. And I just hope they're not gonna limit themselves because of the old gen, because I'm pretty sure they're going to release Black Ops 3 on the old gen as well. So that's why that's a number 5 spot. This has nothing to do with me hating old gen players or something. I just hate a little bit on some developers' business models that just make the next gen versions not as good as they could be, and that's what we want. We want the best possible game. So that's it for the number 5 spot. Let's get into the number 4 spot, and that is going to be invite players to public games. Now of course I don't want people to join me randomly while I'm playing with some randoms or just doing well with 2 players left. But it just happens so often that at the end of a public game, when you're playing with randoms, they just all leave and you're the only one left. And you just don't want to play alone. It's so annoying. Most of the time I just quit. I don't even go further and die. I just quit. And I wish I could just invite some friends or someone that wasn't available when I started that game but now can join, so I can keep playing and have fun. Because when you're alone, you have like 2 options. You can play solo, or you can go and play with randoms. Now when you go play with randoms, that's because you don't want to play solo. Now when they all leave, you're playing solo, and that's the one thing you didn't want to do. And that's why I wish I could invite my friends at the end of the game when like everybody left, and I could just continue that game without having to play alone, which is just sometimes boring when you don't want to do that. Because currently in Black Ops 2 you have to throw away your whole game that took you about 2 hours to get to, and then you can restart with a friend. But that's just sometimes really frustrating to throw away all of that progress that you made in 2 hours, and sometimes you just don't have time for that, right? So that has been the number 4 spot. Let's get into the number 3 spot, which is going to be custom game ranked mode. And that's just the name I gave to this idea, and I just thought there should be a way to make your custom game count. And what I mean by that is, when you get to a high round in custom game in Black Ops 2, it just doesn't count towards the leaderboards, and that just sucks, because sometimes when you get to a high round, you really would like to have like proof for that, or just be in the leaderboards on the place where you belong to. And I wish there just was this ranked mode that you could like activate, and then you can change like the customization options. You can remove like power, you can't change the perks, you can't remove mystery, you can't remove the boss rounds. It's just a normal map but in a custom game, so you don't have to search for a game. Let's say you want to go for a high round with your friend, but you only want to play with 2 players, so you don't want to play with randoms. If you want that high round to count, you will have to search a game and hope that nobody joins, and if someone joins, you will have to tell them over and over again they should leave. It's just so annoying, and it takes forever until you get into the game, and then when the game crashes or something, you have to do it all over again. And on 360 you had to do like this weird thing where you add another controller and sign in a guest so nobody can join, and all of these different things. It's just such a chore to get into a game with 2 players that counts towards the leaderboards, and it shouldn't be like that. You could just start a custom game and like activate ranked mode so that it counts towards the leaderboards, and you don't have to mess with all of these steps to get into a game with 2 players. So that has been it for the number 3 spot. Let's get into the number 2 spot, which is going to be something really exciting that I really want to see. I know it's probably not going to be in the game, but I really hope there was a save game feature and a co-op pause. And what I mean by that, let's go over the co-op pause first. So there's a lot of different games that have that. For example, Far Cry 4 co-op does have that. Basically what it is if both players or all of the players in the co-op game press start and go into their menu, the game will be paused. And that's what I wanted to be like in Zombies. So if you're playing 4 players and you're communicating over Skype or Xbox, whatever, just over chat, and somebody has to go to the bathroom mid-round, they could do that, so that won't be any trouble. I mean, it also would encourage like to go for high rounds with co-op players, because most of the people that go for high rounds are solo, because that's where they can pause. This just would be a great addition to the game. And then we also have the save game feature, which should be like you could save a game and like open it up the next day, so you don't have to have your Xbox or your console or your PC running like the whole night, just so you can continue that high round attempt the next day. And I just hope there's going to be such a feature. I think there's not going to be, because they think you might be able to somehow like manipulate the data that you saved, and so you're later on round 200 and you hack yourselves to the leaderboards. But honestly, people are always going to be able to hack the leaderboards. It has always been a thing, so I would just love to see this feature. It would encourage us and make it easier for us to go for a high round attempt, and that would just be a lot more fun if you already know in the beginning that you're going to be able to have a break from the game mode. So that has been it for the number 2 spot. Now before we get into the number 1 spot, I'll have 4 honorable mentions, and coming in at the first one, this is going to be 8-player co-op. Now of course we should be able on the next gen, on this new game, I hope we're going to be able to have 8-player co-op or even more. The reason why this is only an honorable mention and not like something really important is because I'm really happy with 4 players and the way the maps have been. But that would be an amazing thing as well, to have like something new. That would just make more fun. We could play with even more people, like on TeamSpeak. We could do like open lobbies. Would be way better on Zombies that way. So that has been the first honorable mention. The second one is going to be save record when people leave, and that is so annoying. You all know this when you play Black Ops 2 with randoms or with people you know. It doesn't even matter, in a public game, and one of them leaves. From there on, it just won't count towards the leaderboards, and that's just an annoying thing, because sometimes somebody just times out and they can't even do anything about it, and you're like, okay, that's fine. But the only thing that makes me mad now is that it doesn't count anymore. It's not too bad that we lost a player, especially if it's a random, but it's just annoying that it doesn't count anymore later on then, because you made it to a high round, and if you even lost a player, it made it even harder. But it just doesn't count, and there's no real reason for that, and that's why I wouldn't want to see that again. So moving on to the third honorable mention is going to be theater mode, and I love this thing. Don't know why they removed it in Ghosts and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Don't really care, honestly, but in Black Ops 3 I would love to see it come back, just because in Zombies people made awesome videos on YouTube. It was just amazing. I found it really fun, and also it was fun just to go back and watch like a challenge game that you had, and watch some clutch moments or record them if you missed them. It's just something that was always a nice thing. So coming in at the last honorable mention, this is going to be Black Ops 2 map remakes. Now for some reason I think they're not gonna do this, because they also didn't remake any Black Ops 1 maps in Black Ops 2. But because I think Black Ops 2 had some great maps like Mob of the Dead and Origins, those two were just the best. They had perfect settings for zombie maps, and I just wish they brought them back with like the new weapons in the mystery box and enhanced graphics. That would just be insane. That would be something that I would really like. But the reason why this is also not so important is because I can always just go back and play those maps on Black Ops 2, so that's why this is only an honorable mention. So now that we're done with all of those 4 honorable mentions, let's get straight into the number 1 spot. And this is a thing that I actually didn't want to bring up again, but I just have to. When I did this video, this is just one of the things, like out of all the things that have annoyed me the most in zombies is exosuits, and that little feature just made me totally not enjoy the game mode anymore. I know there's a lot of other things that make exo zombies bad, but by the time I'm making this video, we don't know if there's going to be exosuits in Black Ops 3 yet. We had like all of these futuristic things in the teaser trailer, and so we're not sure if exosuits are going to be back. We're pretty sure it's going to take place in the future, and so whatever they do, if there's going to be exosuits in the campaign and multiplayer, I just hope they don't add it into zombies. I wouldn't like it. They've seen Sledgehammer's got so many negative responses to this exo zombies game mode, and I know some people like it, but just the majority doesn't like it. Treyarch Zombies just shouldn't be that way, and I hope they don't go that route, because that would just be the worst thing that I could imagine that would happen to zombies, and that would completely destroy this game mode for me and for a lot of other people as well. And I'm sorry for you guys who like exo zombies now, but you maybe have to agree that this shouldn't be a thing in Treyarch Zombies at least. So that has been it for this top 5. Thanks you so much for watching. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I'm going for 120 by the end of next week. I'm not going to be disappointed if we don't make it, but I'm pretty sure we can. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave down in the comments what you want to see come back, or what you don't want to see come back, or some new ideas for stuff that could be added into Black Ops 3. Yesterday I uploaded my setup/room tour. If you didn't see that yet, that was my 100 subscriber special, so check it out. It's going to be on the outro screen. So this has been Magnum, and I'll see you on another video with some more zombies.